Okay, so I watched The Immigration Paradox for my documentary about immigration, and it was pretty good actually. I really liked it. The main the person who was filming the documentary started out with saying how she saw someone who was crossing the Arizona border illegally, like die basically. He was dying. And she was trying to that's what sparked the question of why is there so much controversy in immigration. And then so she went to the what's it called in English, the protests, and what's she was like, I want to know what's going on. And the police officer was like, what side are you on? She said, I'm on the side of humanity, which I thought was so interesting. That she said it like that, like, I'm not on us side, just I'm on humanity's side. And she went and she would confront the people who were doing the protests, who were yelling, and she's like, why are you yelling at me? Why are you saying these things? And even though they were yelling, they were still good people who were in favor of non-immigration, and people who are for immigration are also still good people no matter what. We still need to see them um, as human beings who have perspectives, right? And so the people she interviewed were they had some really interesting perspectives. Like the people who were Hispanic, people were afraid of Hispanics and watched their every move. Even the cops didn't like watch over them anymore. They looked at them weird. And and now, because of everything happening with immigration, these Hispanics who are honest are being treated as if they were dishonest because of all the dishonest Hispanics who have, taken people's money and fled. And yeah, I just liked how they really emphasized talking to people who are different than you or different from you, so you can create a broader worldview. Um, and that's really the solution, is just gathering different perspectives so that you can have a greater understanding of what's going on in the world. um and I realized that the people who were against immigration had their reasons. Like they were probably so tired of paying high taxes so that immigrants could come over for free. Um and their solutions were to deport or to cut off past immigration completely. Um, and then there was the solution of just legalizing undocumented people. Um, and Yeah, so people were seen as getting rewarded for getting paid under the table, because they're undocumented, right? And others who choose to obey the law and don't want to, like, get paid under the table because it's illegal, are getting paid less because of that. And people are getting paid more who are doing it illegally. So that's true. That's not fair. I don't think that's fair either. But yeah, and then now people are losing their trust in Mexicans and Hispanics based on some experiences like that. And people start making these assumptions about all Hispanics and not just the few that do it. Um, yeah. So the solution, it seemed, towards the end, it was like, um, you know, we need to just, um, we just need to get people to understand better. We just need to improve. We also need to improve economies, just around the world, because the reason why people were trying to flee to the US is because their economy sucked. And what happened was neoliberalism happened, um, and it took over Keynesianism. I don't know how to say that. Um, and that completely changed immigration because it made competition intensify in the world. And suddenly there was the creation of like big losers and big winners in the world. And everyone who like had a really good, like the countries that had a great economy and were like boosting and getting rich, that they were seen as the winners, and then those who weren't were the losers, right? Or who didn't become rich and have a great economy. So then once that happened, of course, Mexico's economy tanked, and even there was a guy that commented saying that Mexico had changed the last time he lived there. After he went to the U.S., he went back and he was like, "It's so different now. People are like poor in the streets now, and you can't just walk wherever you want. People have to own properties now. People have to own everything. It has to be owned by someone." And that was because of neoliberalism. And so now that there are countries that are winners and countries that are losers, there's that disparity, and the countries that are losers are, of course, wanting to become part of the winner crowd, and that's why they try to flee to the U.S. and become undocumented, right? And so the solution, of course, is just to improve everyone's economy so everyone's a winner, right? And then that way we can fix immigration. And I believe that too. And I really learned a lot about like just the big picture of immigration. And I feel like I gained lots of new perspectives from that.